Haters beware, you're in for a scare.
You have the worst voice I've ever heard in my life. Shut up. I don't have an annoying, but I don't know what you're talking about. Silly Billy O2. It's always the names of the numbers at the end. Silly Billy. Yeah, you asked it. I mean, at least you know what you. I'm against abortion, but for you I'd make an exception. Oh yeah, these pro-lifers are only pro-life until they suddenly don't like someone and they're like, oh, what a horrific image to use it. You've used a rotten fetus as your... Tattooed guys are so sexy, to be honest. No thanks. It's very bold of you, Jack, to even think that I would want you to begin with. Blank profile, foot with eyes, hills of eyes, incest product.
You're the ugliest thing that's ever lived.
It's like when a lot of these alpha men talk about women and being like, oh, I never date a tattooed woman, they're like men or whatever. And it's like, these tattooed women do not want you, sis. The same way, Jack, I have no interest in you. Bro, without even looking at your profile, I knew you're gay. Okay.
Who's gay?
I feel like people say this as if it's like a bad thing. I don't sound like as if I want somebody to be like, oh no, I don't pass as a straight man. I don't want to pass as a straight man. I'm not trying, I'm all burping. I'm not trying to live a stealth life of straight men. Like what? What? You say that as if like I'd be bothered by that. Like I'm more than happy with my profile photo, sort of letting people see that I'm a raging flamer. Like I have no issue with that. Oh my God. In Victorian times, families on a Sunday would go to lunatic asylums on Sundays with a picnic and sit by the fence to laugh at the lunatics. You are the modern day equivalent.
Meet Cubo, the man with no hair.
Wow. I hope something horrific happens to you that leaves you plenty alive and intact, but wipes whatever this bullshit is out of your system. I'm gonna be like the gay hairdresser who bombed his head and became like a gay fucker. I'm gonna be the other way around. I'm gonna have an accident and be like, oh, I like pussy now.
I like women.
So fruity. I'm not fruity. What are you talking about? Oh, no, stop it, little. Oh, stop it. Oh, girl, yeah.
Well, it's a bit all ducky, isn't it?
And then I replied to him being like, so fruity, but very successful. And they said, successful for being bent. You're just a fan of LGBT. You're nothing nowhere in life looking for attention with those fruity tattoos. You are not successful. Well, thank you. I'm so glad that you did a deep understanding of my life. I'm not successful. I'm not. My career's over. I can't do it anymore because UFC number one fan has said that I'm so fruity and you're just a fan of LGBT. I'm just a fan of LGBT. I'm not actually part of the community. I'm just a fan of it.
Sure, Jan.
I'm famous for being bent. Famous for being bent. New bio unlocked. I'm gonna put this in my now. LGBT, tattoo, body modification lover, famous for being bent. Why are you taking up 75% of the screen? Why are we watching you watch clips? For F's sake, do better! What do you mean? This is free content on the internet that you are choosing to watch. My content on the channel is clearly like reactionary content. I don't trick people into coming onto my channel and thinking they're gonna watch something else when it's clearly, a lot of my titles are reacting to blah, blah, blah. For you to click on the video and then moan about the content, like, well, you chose to click here. This wasn't clickbait. So also, why are you taking up 75% of the screen? Like, what do you want TikToks to be? Like, they're long videos. What do you want? There's like a completely zoomed in. This is a landscape video, babe. This is a landscape video. Am I supposed to like be here and have all of this is like the TikTok? But the TikTok wouldn't fit in that space, sis. And why are we watching you watch clips? You could leave. Like, you could leave. You chose to click on this. I don't... These people are so rotten. Dear Roly West, sir, oh, I suggest you stop waving that fan around like a hyperactive wacko. And may I say, your videos are beyond painful to watch. Good, I hope you get so much pain you die. I feel ill every time I have to hear your voice screaming at the top of your lungs like a banshee. This type of behavior is totally not okay. I recommend you seriously seek professional medical help. Good day. I feel ill every time I hear your voice screaming at the top of your lungs like a banshee. That means you must watch multiple of my videos. If you don't like my videos, why are you still here, babes? Why would you keep commenting? If you've watched enough to be like, every time I watch your video, like what? Stop watching then. Move on, Mr. Gollum. Move on. Cause I'm moving on up, moving on out. Don't comment a thing, anything. No, I messed up those lyrics. Don't. I like being a shrieking banshee. LGBT, body modification, shrieking banshee. Glazers? What does glazers mean? Don't care. Didn't need to see this shit on my feed. Well, you commenting and interacting with my videos is going to put more of them on your feed because you're telling the algorithm you want to see it. We all know we're gonna find in your search history, Demon, what was it? Damon X Monarch, whatever, die. Just admit you want to get raw dogged on the last upper table. So this was tattooed on one of my Instagram videos of essentially someone going under sedation to get the whole body tattooed. And of course, when I talk about these things, I'm very adamant that going under sedation for tattooing and getting the kind of work they get done, because it's never great work, it's always done for a bit of shit work, is just absolutely ludicrous. Now, this person replied a few times. I'm not going to read it all because it's just bonkers. They originally said to me that I was just being too judgmental, is ridiculous. And I said to them, no, I'm not being judgmental. They're putting their health and life at risk for something so like meaningless and pointless. The tattoo work they're getting is very generic. It's never anything majorly good. And I said it's weird that you're defending someone risking their life for tattoo work. Think deeper into the reason why the person got it. Feel grateful you were able to fund and imagine your dream tattoos. Not everyone is in that position and shouldn't be hated on. Just go get your own amazing tattoos. That's it. So these sedation tattoos, right? This person says, feel grateful you were able to fund and imagine your dream tattoos. In America, to go under sedation to get tattoos for a couple of days' time, which this person did, that would have cost this person like $80,000. I haven't spent anywhere near $80,000 to get my tattoos. That is absolutely ludicrous that you would defend all this and say, oh, it's because he can't afford to get good tattoos. This person's literally spending almost 100 grand getting a full bodysuit under sedation and not even great work. I don't understand what you're trying to say. It's ludicrous. Risking your life for tattoos is absolutely insane, especially when the tattoos you're getting aren't great. It just shows a complete lack of understanding of how much things cost like this, and don't comment if you don't understand it. But I said this to them and they replied, also, someone who does not in fact have a blue check mark next to their name, but the responses are happening within minutes. Lets me know all I need to know. All the best wishes send your way, Roly Roly West. Which again, you've just completely ignored what I've told you because you know that you're wrong and just deflected and tried to make it seem like I'm obsessed on the internet. I don't know how many more times I have to tell people, you are spending your day out of your life to do this as your free time. This is my full-time career. My full-time job is being on social media, looking at comments. The way that he's making it seem like he's this sort of special person that's taken up this moment in my life and like, I only get little moments to reply to comments and he's so special that I've replied to this Ray person. No, this is my full-time job. It'd be weird if I didn't reply to people. If anything, sometimes I reply to people because it gives me more content to use on the future. You completely ignored what I've said because you know that you're wrong, because you can't come back at me or anything, because you know what you've just said is incorrect. So instead of actually acknowledging that maybe you said something wrong, you just come back with some remark like this. That'd be like going into like a supermarket and being like, oh, still scanning items, Sandra. Tells me all I need to know about you.
It's for your wife.
Like, that's their job. Well, it was nice knowing you. Have I died? R.I.P. Bye, girls. I'm falling into the basement again. This has all been a fever dream. So this one really confused me. Piercings do not smell of humanity. They care about animal rights, but on the other hand, humanity is dead in them. They are no different from people who abuse animals, only the goal has changed.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Piercings do not smell of humanity. Remember to wash your ear stretchers, girls. Oh my God. God is King has said, if we connect the moles on your face, I bet it spells out f***ed. I mean, it's true, it does. If you do, like, connect the dots on my face, absolutely, it will spell out I mean, at least a little bit more creative this time. The red boosted filter makes your skin look spotty. Yes, and if I also boost up all the blues, I'm gonna look like Violet Beauregard. What's your point?
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet!
Do us all a favor and yourself. Get bold! These are bold comments. These comments are bold. This was commented on a video of the injecting under the fingernails, whatever. Why comment when you're not really normal or socially acceptable by the masses? Seems strange, like just have fun to do whatever you want. I get so weird when I see people say this because it's like you're not actually listening to what I'm saying or watching what I'm doing. You're just seeing someone who's alternative, critiquing someone who might be in the alt scene and going, oh, what are you doing? It's insane to me that you would defend going home with a syringe with black ink and just like putting a syringe of needle going all the way through your nail to the literally then like the back of the finger and injecting black ink. That is so dangerous. Like so much can go wrong with that. To be like, why would you say anything? Because you look the same or whatever. I'm not promoting doing dangerous shit on the internet. I tell people not to do it and to do it safely. I love alternative people. I'm part of the community, but doesn't mean I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, it's perfectly fine for you to do dangerous things at home. Lol, I'll say I'm not gonna sit here and let people go, do this at home. Go on, get some needles and just shove them in your nail beds. No, that is so terrible. How do you criticize anyone's choices when you look like a penguin that has an overdose? How do you criticize anyone's choices when you look like a penguin has had an overdose? What? What kind of penguins do you have? Penguins are like black and white. Some of them have like a golden chest maybe. How does this, like, the thing is, it made me laugh. But if we actually think about what they've said, a penguin that's had an overdose, but penguins aren't colourful and bright. Are there colourful, bright penguins? That doesn't make any sense. If you had said something like a chameleon or something, I'd understand more because, you know, they change colour, adapt. But like, why am I a penguin? When I see people say stuff like this, I think, oh, you're upset because I've said something that you have or you do that's made you go, oh, so you go on the attack mode. Because again, this is commented on me saying, don't do dangerous stuff. I feel more retarded than your tattoos for having watched 10 seconds of this gay shit. Well, thank you, toilet clown. We know what fetouage you have.
Poop face.
So this was on one of my tattoo reveal videos and someone commented, love you, Roly, but these are co-worker tattoos. Now, I didn't understand what that meant. What does co-worker thing means? And from what I tried to research, what the hell does co-worker mean? Like, I know what co-worker means in a workforce. And from what I gathered, apparently if someone says something is co-worker, it means they sort of like follow the crowd. They're part of like the roster of co-workers who just kind of get all the same thing. It's kind of empty and meaningless. It's kind of just really common. Is that true? How often do you see people that have tattoos like me? This is the most what do you do? If this feels like someone has heard a phrase and they're trying to feel like they're sort of part of, like what you've just said, that's a co-worker comment. You have just followed the crowd. You're just going to use a word because you want to use a slang word that's kind of popular right now, but you have no understanding of what it actually means. Because I rarely see people with really colourful arm tattoos. One of the reasons why I really like having the arms that I have because they're really unique and they're customly designed for me. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what this word means. These are just co-worker tattoos. Because when I replied to them with this, they deleted their comment. Did you just use a word? Do you just want... Because again, what you've just done, that's co-worker behaviour. The shrieking laughter and nothing can be in touch, difficult to stomach. Well, I'm sorry that joy that me and my friends have in videos annoys you so much. Games are crap. Influencers touch kids or animals. I doubt the community can get lower.
You're having a nervous breakdown.
What are you talking about? You're bald and you're a cat. Bro, why do you look like that? Jokes write themselves. So another person who is weirdly defending AI. So I had a video on my Instagram where I talked about AI generation tattoos, essentially taking out all the creativity. And I don't understand why people would want tattoos on themselves of something that completely void of any creativity and meaning. Because of course, when you just generate artwork, it's just completely empty. You're not like, no work has gone into this. It's just stolen artwork from other people on the internet. And someone replied, you have cartoons tatted on you. And I was like, yes, that's the same as AI, clearly. And then they replied, lol, no, you're just a grown-ass man with cartoons tattooed talking about tattoos needing meanings, lol. First of all, what's this weird, I don't understand this weird obsession of people defending AI generated stuff. Like, I understood a couple years ago when we didn't really understand what was going on a few years ago and it started up, everything looks a bit weird. We know now about AI and generation and AI image generation, how bad not only it is for community as a whole and creative people and just jobs, it's also really terrible for the environment. This weird defending of AI stuff, but also the idea that you can say for a second that video games, anime, cartoons, things like The Simpsons and all this stuff has like zero meaning. You're just like degrading every artwork. And this is clearly the person why they clearly love AI, because they don't understand like the creative industry. Everything that's part of me is part of me and my upbringing, who I am, what I love. Tattoos, gaming, anime, all this stuff has a huge meaning to millions of people across the planet. And to be like, well, it doesn't have any meaning. Like, you are an empty person.
You are bad on the inside.
You're defending AI images and then downplaying actual people who have created incredible artwork. When I was telling this person this, they then replied to being like, oh, just admit I got on Just Skin. You're replying to me all the time, so clearly I must have annoyed you. This is my full-time job. I reply to people all the time when I'm here because this is my full-time job. You will be jailed. Yes, I will be jailed for serving too much. Do re mi fa serving. So this was commented on a video of me and Jamie. Yeah, I'm done with this channel. I wish you guys the best, but I can't anymore. What? I'm so confused when people, when this person said this, I was like, well, what are you talking about? I'm done with this channel. I wish you guys the best, but I can't take it anymore. As if like we have been doing this like horrific, like mine and my Jamie, when me and Jamie collab together, people don't know Jamie Range, trans YouTuber, really big on the internet. We have one of my closest friends. We make videos reacting to like stupid memes and, you know, main character syndrome, Reddit stuff. I can't do it anymore. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like you've been forced to watch. I'm really confused. What do you mean you can't anymore? This is the kind of thing you say to someone, like say you've been like with a partner or a boyfriend who's been like treating you really badly, like I just can't do it anymore, I need to leave.
I have to go.
You're at a job placement that you really like stressing you out too much, like I can't do it anymore. So, like that really confused me. This one I'm so confused about. Roly, you always pledge acceptance and tolerance and now you go after old ladies? Shame on you. What are you even, I don't like, I'm so confused what this person's talking about. Going after old ladies? I don't understand. What on earth are you talking about? Going after old ladies? I'm the grumpy old man. What? Going after old ladies? Oh, Mavis, don't fall down the stairs. Ugh.
Plummeted to her death.
Another person commenting on the girl that had the, you know, the massive, dangerous lip smiley piercing, deep one in her gums. What's funny is that you don't look any better. You look like that and you react on people this way is not funny. Again, how are people so disconnected? How are people so disconnected? Your brain is so disconnected. Me saying, maybe don't shove a huge bar deep in your lip here, which is going to cause gum recession, tooth damage. I don't know how you're looking at that and going, oh, well, you don't look any better.
How dare you speak to your mother like that?
What do you mean I don't look any better? Where did looks come into this? And I replied to this person, I was like, says a lot about you, how insecure you are, that you just go for someone's looks. I didn't once insult her by her looks. What she's done to her lip is objectively terrible and dangerous for her mouth. So expose herself as much as she wants this. And then they replied to me, are you for real? I'm a dark artist covered in tattoos and I've seen you many times. I think you look really cool too. I didn't mean any hate, but reacting to people this way, especially when you also look different, isn't funny at all, is what I meant. Oh, so now they're backpedaling. You think I look so cool. This person just doesn't like the fact that I just called them out and all of a sudden now they're panicking because someone with a bit of notoriety or something is just replying to them. I've had this a few times where someone's insulted me and I reply to them, they're like, oh, I love you, I didn't mean it like that. And it's like, no, you meant what you said. You fully meant what you said. I do not agree with alternative people at home with needle. We didn't even know what this girl pierced herself with. Shoving it deep inside here on the outside at home. That is so dangerous. Like, that is so dangerous. And to be like, you can't say anything because you don't look any better. What are you talking? Like, had nothing to do with looks. It had nothing to do with looks. You said what you said and own it. I have way more respect for people who just stand by what they say and actually, like, you know, back up what they do and don't cower when they get called out. God, I used to watch you so much in high school. Can't believe you still do piercing fails. Bro fell off. Well, you couldn't have liked me very much then if you're coming back with such aggression. Oh, honey, you might be out of high school, but you clearly still act like a teenager. But you know what's really strange is I find it interesting that people say things like this. Or like when you've been doing YouTube as long as I have, people do come and go. Quite often, of course. I've been doing this for 17 years. But I find it interesting when people say things like, oh, bro fell off, or you're still doing piercing fails. Yes, I've been doing piercing fails for 7 years now, but they still get views. I think so many people think just because in my like heyday, I was getting like millions and millions of views on videos and stuff, and that was wonderful, that I was suddenly like really successful and more successful then. I am more successful now than I was back then. Yes, I was getting more views then, but financially and how I market myself and the success of my channel is so much better now than it was then. This just shows a clear lack of understanding of what social media is to do as a job and how it works as a job. It's very strange when people say this kind of stuff. You just see views as that important. That sounds very TikTok generation of just like, we just want to get many views. Just getting views doesn't mean you get money or get success. But I just find it weird you'd be like, if you watched me so much in high school, why have you come back with aggression? I don't understand the logic there. Like, you clearly didn't like me very much to begin with. Yes, oh, I just can't take it anymore, guys. My career is over. I have to stop because Laura has said that I shouldn't do it anymore. We haven't fallen off down in the basement. Ah! Yet you are still having naughty gangbangs with old wrinklies, you naughty girl. I'm needed in the basement. Like, are you lost? Where do you think you are? Like, what channel do you think you're on? Hey, Miss Longitudes. Mrs. Lingos came to say hello. Hello, baby. Are you having gangbangs with naughty, wrinkly old women? Naughty Miss Lingies. I wonder how someone like you can complain about someone else drawing attention. This is one of the oldest stereotype stupid things in the books, that people who are alternative are just doing it for attention. I do not care what people around me say, think, or want about me and how I express myself. This is for me. Someone lying, this is commented on TikTok, crazy people, lying on the floor, screaming the loudest, is that man who's like wiggling on the floor like a worm, equating what I look like to that. Your brain is so rotten. They're so uncomparable. The idea that you'd put us together is just ludicrous. Like, nothing I say to you is going to change your mind, because when you're at that level of thinking, you're lost.
Psychopaths.
This is commented on a main character syndrome video. I don't care how much pushback I might get for this one. Karen absolutely is a sexist term. It's meant any woman who takes exception with anything ever. for at least a decade, with a touch of ageism too. Men who act like with the same description are just assholes, but somehow they're often a derogatory term, especially for women, and it just kind of went on talking about nonsense. First of all, there are many men who get called Karens. I mean, I call them Keiths and Kevins, but they also get called Karens too. Thinking that Karen is a sexist term against a woman is the most Karen thing you can do. This is like the same thing that people say like cis is like really horrifically and racist and all this stuff. And like, seriously, these people need to, Rosie Bowers, you need to grow up. Like, grow up. Grow up. Stop acting like an oppressed minority. Like, Karen is not a sexist term. Of any woman who takes exception with anything ever, absolutely not. Imagine being like any woman who says anything that's contradictory to something else or doesn't agree with it. Like, there are many women who disagree with many people who don't get called Karens because they don't act like Karens. Karen is not, oh, I can't, you know, why am I even trying to explain to it? So I can't, die. So do you remember this lovely video here where this woman decided to put her own children at risk, her child at risk, by getting the man to tattoo across his hand? Easily slipped. You could easily stab the child. Very, very easy, especially because the man doing the tattoo does it incredibly unprofessionally. And this person's replied, wait, so you don't love your child because you're getting a tattoo of their hand on your body? That makes no sense, but okay. How is there such a disconnect in your brain? You clearly weren't watching the video with the sound off and not listening to what I'm saying, because you've literally quoted me in your comment. How do you listen to me explaining in that video why this is really dangerous and go, no, tattoo over her baby's hands, go, So someone else replied to this person, basically saying what I just said, and they've replied to them saying, okay, let me ask a question here, because again, comment sense. Here, is the child in pain? Is the child kicking and screaming? Is the child hurt at all? No, he's willing to do that. He wants to do that. See the problem with it? No one's hurting the kid. You guys just blowing things out of proportion. This generation does that. I cannot believe you would see a child who is literally like, I don't know how old this child must have been about maybe 3 years old. He is willing to do that. The child doesn't understand what he is doing. This child does not understand what a tattoo machine is. This child has no understanding of what they're doing. So to be like, he wants to do it, that feels very like RAPE dismissal. Like, how often do you do that kind of logic? The child wanted to do it. Children can't consent. Consent laws are here for a reason, and children can't consent to things. That logic can be used in some really horrific cases. A child of that age doesn't understand what a tattoo needle is and the dangers. So putting a child's hand there when it can easily move like this and you could stab him with the tattoo needle, it's disgusting. And the fact that you're defending this is sick. Do not have children. Someone else commented on that video as well. Jesus effing Christ, the child is obviously fine. If you really don't have anything better to do with your time, I deeply pity you. The child might be fine. Imagine going, well, nothing happened to the child there, it's fine. Imagine using that logic in any other sense. Oh, the child didn't get ill if I gave him alcohol. It's absolutely fine. Oh, I smoke loads of cigarettes around my child. He's fine. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that to say just because the child's fine in this dangerous situation, he's come out okay at the end, therefore suddenly justifies doing dangerous things to your children is so never have children. Like, never have children, because God knows what the hell you're going to put your child through.
You Negligent monster.
Why are you calling them bad tattoos just because you don't like them? I bet there are people that don't like the look you're going for with your bodysuit, and people can disagree with how I look myself. Having someone at home with a tattoo machine just doing this over their arm is objectively bad. And me telling people that this is a bad thing to do is not the same as me going, I just don't like that kind of work. I always say in my videos, if you've been watching me, this tattoo is beautiful. It's just not for me. This tattoo is done amazingly. It's might be just a bit stereotypical. I always champion beautiful tattoo work, even if it's not my taste. Sitting at home with a tattoo machine, just like scribbling on your arm dangerously with no protection, no gloves, no sanitization, not understanding how deep to go, with zero understanding of tattooing is not the same. Jesus Christ is coming back. He died for you on the cross and rose again from the dead to give you free gift of eternal life. I don't have eternal life, babe. We're going to die soon. Repent of all your sins. Believe that God raised him from the dead and confess him with your mouth and you be saved. Go away. Please get saved. Eternity is forever. Jesus is the only way to heaven. Say this out loud from your mouth. Dear Lord Jesus, I believe you are the Son of God. I believe you died for me. Oh, literally. Shut up. Go away. Go away. Just leave me alone. Oh, so this one was funny. Stop copying Kirk Fagan. Fagan? We're going to say Fagan so don't get demonetized. We're not going to get the facts twisted here, sis. So Kirk, right? He's another reaction channel. He's a tattoo artist and he reacts to tattoo fails the same like me and the same like Trico Tats Lauren does. But we're not going to pretend like that even just we are copying him. I started doing tattoo fails back in 2019. I think 2018-19 was the very first time that I did it. He started it a year and a bit ago. We're not going to twist the facts here and say that anyone's copying anyone. If anything, he copied us. He saw what we were doing on the internet and saw that it was successful and started doing it himself. And I have no problem with it. I want to make it very clear. I have no issue with him whatsoever. If he wants to do his stuff, wonderful. He even did a video about me. I have no issue with what he does whatsoever. But we're not going to twist the facts and say that we're copying him. It takes 2 seconds of research to see that you have just said the most factually incorrect information.
You've been lying to me.
Don't use the Lord's name in vain like that. Oh, shut up. Be a man. Honey, I know more about being a man than you do. Let's just be honest. So this is commented on a video with a collab video I did with my friend. Neither of you had anything to say and you say it too loudly. We have to talk very quietly for Paul Vogler. We have to be very quiet for Paul. He's very sensitive and we can't say anything. It's so funny when people say things like this because the majority of people that I get commenting about reactions say that I talk too much, I'm saying too much, and this person's saying I've got nothing to say. So what do you want? Do I need to be silent or just continually speaking? Like, please make up your mind. Can you all have a discussion with each other and make up your minds? Do you want me to be really loud and talk loads or not talk at all, please? Roly's like the caffeine. Reed coffee. I meant to say red coffee. Tea? Stain that doesn't come out of the mug. Yes, I'm also joining Cher and cockroaches when the apocalypse happens. Only 3 things when I will survive. Cher, cockroaches, and me. Who is this man? I have seen his photos before and he is so very attractive. Oh, thank you. But wait, doesn't end then. The man at the top of the video. I'm not talking about the one at the bottom making the reaction. He is not at all attractive. He's not attractive at all. But sir with the largely stretched septum rings is very attractive. Oh, someone's got a fetish here. Rude. I never once in this reaction video said the guy above was disgusting or ugly. I merely just said that's a big septum stretch. I actually didn't even say what he was doing was wrong. So the fact that you came in here just says a lot more about you. Oh my God. So a page I follow on Instagram, it's a Brighton page, did like a post about pride. And of course at the moment, putting anything about pride gives people backlash because everyone's so fragile these days. And I replied being like, oh, I loved all the gammons crying about Brighton. Brighton is known as the LGBT hub of the UK. Like, this is where all the gay people go. It's very common for LGBT people to live in Brighton. Since living here, I see gay people out all the time. I feel so much more comfortable here than I ever have living anywhere else in the UK. You're literally moaning about the LGBT, like, hot spot of the UK. And someone replied to me, you weren't born in Brighton, so imagine you thinking you could, just because you're gay, you have more of a say of how people in Brighton should think or feel about issues. What are you talking about? Imagine saying just because you weren't born somewhere, you get like the actual right to be hateful. I don't understand, like, what are you talking about? But also feeling about issues. Again, this is the thing, if people are just so homophobic that they don't understand that saying feel about issues, just someone showing pride, like a pride flag, and you're like, oh, I feel about issues. What issues? There's literally no issue. There is literally no issue here. And the fact you're creating an issue is just because you're homophobic. what? It's not because of me or what we're doing wrong. It's because you are wrong. It's because you are a bad person. Okay, Dr. Gay Evil. Correct.
A little creepy.
Just like how you're proof that not all lives matter. Isn't it funny now suddenly the all lives matter people are suddenly going, no, we never thought all lives matter. No. This technically isn't a hate comment, but it did make me laugh. Roly gradually looking more and more like an NPC in a video game who sends you on a wacky side quest to flash out the world. Flash out the world. Flush out the world. Oh, I mean, it's true. It's true. What would my side quest be? Comment down below. What kind of side quest do you think I would give you? Again, another person who clearly doesn't even listen to what I'm saying. You are aware, Roly, that you are heavily tattooed with ample piercings, with yellow eyes, judging people for their choices like a conservative old man. I'm the first one to say that I'm a grumpy old man. You're not listening to what I'm saying or watching what you're commenting on. I'm judging people for telling other people and promoting dangerous activities on the internet. Why can't you get that into your head? That getting needles and shoving them through your body at home dangerously is not the same as me, because I'm promoting safe practices. This is one of the people that just have this old mentality of just like alternative person. They're the same thing. They all look weird. They should best be best friends. Same way that back when I was younger, people would be like, you know him, he's gay. It's like, what? Just because gay people just all know each other because we're gay. Again, it's this disconnect that people have in their minds. Like, I'm literally not saying don't be alternative. What on earth are you talking about? This isn't like a pick-me system. I'm not trying to appease the right wing. You and your followers are a cult clinging to an ideology that's just as naive and bad as MAGA. I admit MAGA tattoos is corny, but at the same time, dog, take a look in the mirror, brother. So weird you're judging other people for a tattoo when your body modifications are just as if not more corny. Again, it's the disconnect. Someone tattooing politicians on their body is not the same as someone tattooing video games. They're not, it's just not the same. If you want to put them in the same bank, you do what you want, but you're just wrong. Tattooing someone like Donald Trump and MAGA on you is cult behavior. That is cult behavior. That is absolutely insane. They're saying clinging to an ideology that's just as naive and bad as MAGA. What about video games is clinging to an ideology that's just as bad as MAGA? What? Explain to us. Explain to me. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean I'm in a cult? This was commented on my stalker video. Why is it being made public? Attention clicks. I find it weird that first of all you're commenting this, like it's been almost 2 years now since all that stuff happened, like the videos, I mean. It just goes to show that, again, you didn't actually listen to what I was saying. And the reason why the whole like stalker situation got made public was because the other person made it so public that I had to address it. It's not something that I was just able to sweep under the rug, because this person was so engulfed in the community that I was being inundated with questions and responses and people wanting me to talk about it. Also, I'm a YouTuber. This is my life. My entire life is on the internet. And of course I was going to make a video about this. Something really horrific happened to me that caused me so much stress, anxiety, depression. Like, there was so much shit that happened with that. If I can come on the internet and make something good out of it and make some money about it, do you know what? I will. The same way that I'm taking all of these hate comments that's like negative, awful about me, and I'm using it again to spin it in a way that can be used as a positive and a learning experience for so many people. And also, when anyone goes through bad stuff, I understand coming on the internet when you're really privileged to be like, my life's really hard because I can't do blah, 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 when they're living in a f***ing mansion, like Ellen DeGeneres did with COVID, being like, I feel like I'm in a prison, when she's in like a mansion with servants. I understand the out of touchness of that. But for someone like me, just to be like on the internet and just be like, oh yeah, this is a situation that happened to me, and talking about it, I don't understand why it's a bad thing. I'm here educating people on it and being like, look, if this happens, maybe look out for the red flags. Me educating people and teaching people to look out for this in other people. We have to be robots, like, and I have to do this. Hi everyone, nothing, I'm just an NPC to entertain, la la la. Like this, there are channels that do that, fine. Oh, my cat is meowing. This is what she does, you know. She brought her little, what she does is she puts it in her mouth and she runs up the stairs towards me, like trying to meow when it's in her mouth. But because she can't meow, she just goes, ah, ah. Brother Michelingos, you ready? I'm gonna throw it for you. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. Come on then. Don't know what's cringier, the tattoos or the reaction. Oh, definitely you. So this person replied to one of my tweets and says, you're a freak. And do you know what? On its own, it's very common for me to be called that on Twitter, especially because Twitter is a cesspit now. But do you know what makes this really, really weird? Is this was commented a couple of weeks ago on a post that I posted in 2018. This kind of tweet would not have just shown up on your feed. You would have had to go searching for a tweet from 7 years ago. Was that 7 years ago? Jesus. 7 years ago.
You're really old.
Imagine replying to a tweet from 7 years ago. This wouldn't have just come up in your feed. Just a post from this old, from this long ago. Especially because like, it's a bit shit, like not much interaction happened. This is like this is even before I kind of went viral on the internet. This is before my sort of like fame. Like, you've gone all the way back to 2018 on my tweets to just reply to the, like, what? What were you searching for to even get this up? Grow up, dude. No, you are disgusting. Look at yourself. Babe, I look at myself every day. I'm currently, filming myself right now, and I will be staring at my face for the next 7 hours editing this video. If I had an issue or thought I was disgusting, I wouldn't be doing it. The only thing disgusting here is a blank profile calling someone else disgusting. It's always them, isn't it? It's always them, because you just know. They look like foot with eyes. They look like, the result of radiation poisoning. They look like the Hills of Eyes creatures. They're the product of incest. Even the mother was like, oh, not for me, sis.
So you think I'm ugly?
You ready for, okay, so you ready to try to understand English? You annoy me so much. Why don't you just get real job, loser, and stop making these stupid videos? Then you see what real work is. I feel like if this is how you structure your sentences, and you don't understand how to actually write out properly and making misspellings, like I'm dyslexic and I'm telling you this, and maybe you shouldn't be telling other people what real jobs are, because I dare to dream what you do for a job and have to work under you, because oh my god, I managed to listen to this guy for 1 minute and that was hard enough. You have to be the most annoying person I've ever heard. Oh, God, yes, give me that attention, Barbara. Oh, my God. So this was commented on a post of mine talking about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And, of course, I was saying, like, you can't vote for these people and then love LGBT people because it doesn't make any sense. You can buy a CD without liking every song on it. Just because someone voted for someone doesn't mean they agree or stand by everything they do or have done. They just like the other one less. Equating someone like Donald Trump and the stuff that he has said and done, and Elon Musk towards people like me in the LGBT community, equating that to buying a CD and not liking all the songs is just ludicrous. I am not going to accept someone who is going to vote for someone who thinks people like me shouldn't exist. We're talking about someone's human rights to exist. We're not talking about things that might be a bit problematic or a bit odd, but some things you can work on. People's human rights should never be into question when it comes to, I don't mind that he says these people should die or force women to give birth or all this stuff. No, as long as I'm okay. Like that way of thinking doesn't work when it comes to people's rights to people's bodies. You can say whatever you want to this person. This person is too far gone. I remember having someone a little while ago who said that they absolutely adore my videos, but also absolutely adore Candace Owens. And it's like, Candace Owens has literally said that LGBT people need to be eradicated. You can't like someone like Candace Owens and then also like me. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Oh, look, here's Roly bagging on about piercings for the umpteenth time. Flogging a dead horse, anyone? Flogging a dead horse? I've never had I've had beating a dead horse, but flogging a dead horse? And I replied to them just being like, lol, because there's something I want to say about this person. And they replied, it took you minutes to go to the bother of replying to that remark. You are clearly the kind of person who constantly who's looking at his phone. Yes, this is my full-time job. Of course I'm on my phone a lot. When was the last time you ever got yourself lost in a book? Have you even read a book? Yes, I have read books before. I'm also dyslexic, so reading is actually quite difficult for me. Only some people are going to understand what this says when I say this. This is JD. I have been waiting for JD to have a return on my channel. Oh my gosh, I can always tell when it's him. Also, there's a new feature on YouTube now where it shows you who's commenting. Like, if you hover over their faces, you can actually see like other comments that they've left. And I was like, oh, this is literally JD. I can see his other comments from years ago. Essentially, if you don't know who I'm talking about, back in the heyday, as this person was referred to, I'm still talking about piercings or whatever, he was like a prolific hater on my channel, and he would leave me like hundreds of comments, and it always made me laugh because they were so obscene, and I could always tell that it was him because of the way that he spoke. He's changed a little bit in this, but I knew that it was him instantly by looking at his other comments. I was like, oh my god, JD, we know it's you. I know it's you. Don't change your name. You don't need to change your name, sis. If you want to leave me hate comments, leave me hate comments, but I know that it's you. Nice job, old name. Don't use my old name, it's been 7 years. Sorry, old name. Oops, I did it again. Why are you here? Like, why are you here? You also didn't spell my old name correctly. You used too many L's. I find it so weird. I don't understand like what you're trying to do. Like, what are you trying to prove? You just make yourself look like a dick. You think this person will survive walking past a giant industrial grade magnet?
Shut up!
What part of my life am I just gonna suddenly walk past a giant industrial grade magnet? Like what? I just walked to Tesco to get my daily shopping and oh, there's a huge and giant industrial magnet on the left. Like, I can't go near Tesco anymore. Must starve to death. Like, it's like the people that talk about airport security. You must have a hard time going through airport security. How often do you think I'm flying that this would even be as like an issue? So this is another person I thought who was really lost and didn't know where they were. We're out here. Where are the men aged 50 and up that treat their ladies like this and make them feel like this much in love? This population is still childish, selfish, and running from commitment too. Commented on a piercing fail video as well. What? I think you're lost. You are an attention seeker. I've already said this. As a YouTuber, to a certain degree, we're all attention seekers. You also, A loves J14. You are also an attention seeker by commenting because you want my attention. Everything on the internet, a lot of it is attention seeking to a certain degree. My full-time job requires people to watch me. So of course I want attention. But the difference is how you get that attention. If you go out onto the streets and purposely annoy people, get in people's way, scream in their face, put cameras in the face non-consensually, that is bad. Me talking on the internet, doing what I do, where it makes you have the choice to come and interact with me, you have the choice to look at my content, you choose to give me the attention. That's the difference. Why do people who wear baseball caps back to front never realize how gormless they look? This was JD. Look at JD. He came up with his name for a bit and then changed it again. Gormless? Do I look gormless? Gormless? I quite like looking a bit dead on the inside. And I wore this hat backwards just for you. Well, I didn't plan on this all being in the video, so it's quite good, isn't it? The timing made sense. Well, guys, we're well and truly aboard that trigger train. True, speeding down the railway, had to crash off a cliff and plunge to our deaths. Bye! Oh, my back joke. Jesus Christ. Oh, squat for Jesus. Oh, Jesus loves good peach. Oh, Jesus loves good raw dogs on the last side of the table. Oh, Jesus loved a good hate comment. Jesus was the hater of all haters. He really was the hater of all haters. Anyway, hello. Thank you for watching today's video. This has been a lot. Again, I always say this all the time. I used to do hate comments every single month because back in the heyday, I will say one thing that has changed. I don't get as much hate now. I do think maybe the filters and everything are so much better at filtering and deleting things for me. So maybe I'm just not seeing it as much. But Jesus Christ, people are insane. People are totally balmy. Some of these are really funny. That abortion one was quite funny. I'm against abortion, but for you, I'll make an exception. That was funny. The dots on the face connecting it being the F slur. That was quite funny. There were quite a few ones. The brain rot though with some of these people. I just like I just wish if I could have anything to go my way, I just wish that people would just do a little bit of critical thinking and actually listen to what I'm saying in my videos instead of just going, you look like that, you can't say anything, because no, that is not correct. People promoting dangerous activities on the internet for other people to do is not the same as me just living my life and telling people to do things safely. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. If you are watching the video right now, comment down below, brain rot. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for today. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. Today's Instagram shout out goes to HeyQueen90. Thank you for following me over on Instagram. Come follow me on Instagram. Maybe you can be the next Instagram shout out. A lovely shout out to my lovely Patreons whose names you can see on the side of the screen here. Thank you for being my Patreon. And an extra special shout out to my top tier Patrons, Radhika Madala, Sammy Setig, Shelly Wynn, Andrew Alexa, Zoe Brost, Jessica Main, Samuel, Tadeo Naya, lovely Caitlin, Leon P, Jenny Wood, Adam Flelminster, Keen Jelly Bean, Purple Eyed Fox, Kaz, Eva Netniaj, Join the Navy, Demon Bunny, Kimmy H, Blue Gem, TNS Mum, Adam Bretbatch, Cameron Pittman, Rishi, They Call Me Doc, Athena Falling Angel Barrington, Erin Grace, Benjamin Baker, Robin Scott Palmer, Steffi Tech, Chloe Louise, and Shell Herman. Thank you for my top tier Patreons. You guys are delishy wishy. Anyway, be fabulous, be amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be, and don't let any bitch out there tell you that you can't be who. Why is that? Because you're flawless.